Mountain bikes are rad. You should get one. You should get one. You should get one. Hello and welcome to mtbradley. I'm Bradley here. Thanks for visiting my YouTube channel. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button, like the video, please leave comments below. Mountain bikes, huh? They're pretty cool. Lots of different options out there. Today we're just gonna talk about bike anatomy, just some simple things that maybe you're a little embarrassed to ask or a little bit shy and you don't want to feel stupid. Well, the point of the video today is to give you some of that information so you feel a little more confident with your mountain bike skill set and knowledge base. Okay, so here's my mountain bike. It's a Niner, RIP, love it. Been really happy with it. But we're here to talk about bike parts, not how much I love my bicycle. So we have the frame right here, and the frame has different parts. We've got a top tube and we've got a down tube here. We've got the seat tube here, and the seat post goes into the seat tube. I've got my dropper post in, which means I can extend the post all the way out, or I could drop it all the way down when I want to get a little rowdy on the downhills. So that's fantastic. I have the seat down right now. The seat or saddle, often referred to seat, but often saddle. And I've got it down, otherwise it'd be up with the lights up there, and that'd be no bueno, breaking lights. Let's see. Coming down the frame and towards the back, we have our seat stays, this top tube here. We have our chain stay, which is down here. And this rear triangle helps to stabilize the rear end of the bicycle. In here, this part of the bike where the crank arm, and there's a cylinder that goes in that's got bearings around it. That's called the bottom bracket. That allows you to spin your pedals forward or backwards. So bottom bracket, and then this is the crank arm. This is a chain ring. Your bike may have one, it may have two, it may have three. There's the whole thing together is a crank set, but each individual ring is a chain ring, and this is the crank arm. We have the pedal, different kinds of pedals here. I've got clipless. A clipless is basically you have a shoe with this little cleat on the bottom that clips into, just comes right up here and clips into the pedal. And there are, depending on the shoe, different ways to remove the shoe from the pedal. For me, I just move the heel out and the whole shoe comes out. It's super simple. You could also just have straight up platform pedals, some generic plastic ones, or you can buy the really fat wide ones with steel pegs on them. That's helpful for folks that like to not run clipless but get a good connection with their shoes to their pedals. On the chain ring, we have chain. This is the chain, comes back here and goes around the cassette. Your cassette has several different gears, if you will. Each ring on the cassette is a gear. I have 11. You can have, I think you can still buy 8 or 7 speeds, 8 speeds. The number of gears you have back here is the speed, so I have 11 speed. You can buy 7 speed, 8 speed, 9 speed, 10 speed, 11 speed, and now 12 speeds. So a lot of options there. And then you have a rear derailleur. This is the component that takes your chain and moves it from gear to gear, and it responds to the trigger that you have up here. Or if you don't have a trigger, maybe you have a grip shift where you spin the shifter to change gears. Here's my cable. This cable runs from here. Mine goes into the frame and then comes out the top and over to the shifter, the shifting mechanism up here. And let me just move this out of the way. Brakes on this bike, a little hard to see because they're on the other end, so I'll do a shot from the other end. But disc brakes with, and this is the rotor of the disc brake, and then here, this is the mechanism that has the the disc brake pads, and the pads basically squeeze the rotor from both sides to slow you down. Super effective, way more effective than the other brake styles that you can have. Other brake styles could be cantilever brakes, linear pull brakes, or caliper brakes. Okay, and back to the bike. We have these disc brakes are hydraulic, which means, and they're SRAM, and so it uses DOT brake fluid, like the kind you put in your automobile, your car, truck, whatever you drive, and that's what engages the disc brakes down here. You can also have cable disc brakes, and instead of using hydraulic fluid, you have just a steel cable like your shifting cable that runs from your brake lever. Here's my brake lever. Right brake lever for the rear, left brake lever for the front. You can have a steel cable go from your brakes to your brake lever. The front shock. So this is a full suspension, which means it's got a shock in the front, suspension in the front, and a shock or suspension in the rear. And you can get so many different travel options for front shocks. So many. I couldn't even begin to tell you how many or list the kinds, because there's just so many. And you can get them for just cross-country, trail, enduro, the bigger downhill rides with bigger plusher suspensions. The same for the rear. There's so many different options out there nowadays. And there's different styles too. You go out there and you look at full suspension bicycles. This can be in any different configuration. And the geometry here in the frame is going to look different from bike to bike often.